knows I hate hugs. Last time this many people were in a room to see me, and I was on a stage by myself, it was by my bar mitzvah, so it was kind of weird. Wasn't expecting this, so thanks guys. Anyhow.
Woo!
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm talking to you guys. They were going to laugh anyway, I hope. They give me extra time, I got to stall. I don't have that much time, I don't have that much material. So how's everyone doing? Everyone doing good tonight? Everyone great? Yeah. Maybe not so much. I'm not doing so good. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm feeling kind of old. And it's not making me feel good. I'm really feeling my age. So I'm really trying to do something to change that up. You know, I really want to recapture my youth. So I decided maybe do some things. You know, I got a cool haircut today. Thank you. Trying to dress young, trying to dress cool like I did when I was 17 years old. Because I really thought, let's remember a time when I was a zit-faced loser and I couldn't get laid. Yeah, that's a great thing to remember. Great times. Yeah, the 90s. The 90s. Anyone here from the 90s? Anyone remember the 90s? Yeah. Well, the 90s sucked. The 90s were terrible. They were really awful. From like 17 through my 20s, it was the worst time to be that age. And everyone says to me, like, Chad, why are you always bagging on the 90s? What was so wrong with the 90s? I said, well, tell me what's good. And they say, well, you had some great music, great rock and roll. I'm like, that's true. We did have some great rock stars. We had Kurt Cobain, But the problem was, all the chicks looked like Eddie Vedder. Yeah. That was awful. It was so fucking awful. The styles they wore with their flannel and their baggy jeans and their Doc Martens. I mean, everywhere you went was a lesbian bar. That's how it went. Yeah, you never knew what you were hitting on. It was not good. No, but, not everything was so, is so bad now that I'm older. There are some improvements. Back then when I was 17, I couldn't get a girl my age to go out with me. But now that I'm 39, I have no problem picking up 17-year-old girls. Thank you, Internet. Oh, yeah. No, I would never do that. That's horrible. That is so horrible. No, but and I would never cheat on my wife. I never would. No. It's not because I'm a good guy, because I'm really not. It's really because I'm terrified of her. She's bipolar, and it's a little scary being married to a bipolar woman. You never know where you stand, Really, it's scary. Seriously, in 10 seconds, my wife can go from bitch to cunt so fast. It is really scary. Now, if my wife's not bipolar, I really should not make fun of mental illness. That's not right. Really, I blame it on a brain tumor, actually. She does have a brain tumor. I'm not kidding about that. It's the truth. That is the truth. It was diagnosed about 10 years ago. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It is not the kind that's going to kill her. Unfortunately. She's here, guys. She's here. Oh, God. It's weird, though. It's like when you're 28. This was like 11 years ago, 10 years ago. And you're there and you find out your wife has a brain tumor. You do not know what's going to happen at that point. And it is scary. And I remember that, the crazy thoughts that start going through your head. And I remember sitting there in the doctor's office, and he's explaining things, and his thoughts are spinning. And I come to this thought, and I say to myself, well, I wonder which one of her friends I'm going to bang first.
May!
Let me finish, okay? I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of her friends are total sluts, And some of them might be here tonight. So I won't mention any names. I want to. No, and I'm just teasing, I'm having a good time. But in reality, though, about a year ago, the doctors recommended that she have radiation therapy, to help shrink the tumor. And we did it, and it worked really well. And that's good news, really. The tumor is smaller now. It's awesome. But as you all know, with radiation therapy, you get hair loss, and that's a big deal for women. Women, their hair is so important to them. I'm losing mine, but it's whatever. So one day I come home, and she's looking in the mirror, and she had lost hair in clumps, and she's crying. And I said, that's it, honey. I'm going to go to the bathroom right now, and I'm going to go get my clippers, and I'm going to shave my head. And you and I together will be like two bald, battlers of cancer together, a team. And she looks at me, she's like, oh, no! No, why? And she goes, well, at least mine will grow back. That actually happened. Apparently the radiation did not kill the bitch part of the brain. Funny thing, it actually didn't kill the sex part of the brain either. No, that died 15 years ago. Oh, yeah. I don't want to say I'm in a sexless marriage. I'm just saying that last time I was at the doctor and he told me to turn my head and cough, I came. Yeah. I mean, I'm at the point where actually I'm asking for a prostate exam. I'm like shopping doctors now for this now. It's got to go. And all covered with insurance. I got great insurance now. Thank you, Obama. Thank you. That's great. Yeah. But, no, so recently I was at a doctor. I was getting an exam, and it's wrapping up. And I say, hey, doc, how about a prostate exam? And he's like, that's inappropriate. I'm like, what do you mean inappropriate? You don't care about men's health or whatever? He said, that is ridiculous. It's inappropriate. I'm like, why? He said, sir, I'm a dentist. Whatever. You went to med school. You can jam your fingers on my mouth for an hour, get me all hot and bothered, but you can finish me off at the end? Sure. Whatever. I don't know why women hate us. These men. Horrible. You gotta get it somewhere, people. You gotta get it somewhere. Actually, the reason why, because I like to call my wife the sexual camel. One hump and she is good for 2 months. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So I thought about having an affair. I thought about you go on Ashley Medicine. You guys know what that is? When people are looking to have affairs? Yeah? Yeah. My wife does, yeah. She thinks she's so clever, but I signed up and then we actually got connected. If you like pina colada. Yeah. And I choked, I didn't do it, I couldn't go through with it. I know that my wife would find out, I know I would get busted, I was so terrified. I know she'd find out. You know what she would do, because this is so her. She would find that woman, and she'd get her number, and she'd call her up on the phone, and she'd thank her. Thank you for getting that disgusting asshole off of me. At least he finally found someone who will fuck him. I had some more time, but kind of running to the end of the stuff that I prepared for tonight. I would like to go longer. I really appreciate being here. I want to thank my friends who got me involved here. Kim and Whitney, you guys have been so great to me. Thank you. Thank you to my friends for showing up. My mom and I know, it's like how amateur. Like, look at this guy. It's his first day. It's all right, you guys have been great too. Thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, like I said, I knew I was going to get laughs here, but over here, it feels so much better. Total validation. So I'm going to leave you on this. It's a little more about my wife, because that's my whole act now. And so, the radiation was a year ago. So it's been time, and hair's growing back, which is great. It's wonderful. But as I started to go back, it was time to go to the hairstylist to sort of figure out what to do with it now. So we go there, and she's wondering, the hairstylist wonderful. I go there because I'm the kind, supporting husband that I am, as you can tell from all the jokes. And the hairstylist is looking at her hair, she's like, we really could do like a short to long thing here. A lot of celebrities are doing this right now. It's really hot, like Miley Cyrus. And my wife says, that's a great idea. Do you think you could make me look like Rihanna? I said, fuck yes. I stood up and punched her in the face. Oh. Guys, thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Give it up for Chad, everybody. First time here, but definitely not the last. Chad, Lurie, everybody. Well, that's our show, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Tip your waitress if you haven't. Do it. And drive home safely. Have a good Sunday. Get some sleep. You guys look tired. You need a rest. It's late. My name is Whitney Melton. Follow me on Twitter. I post lots of topless selfies. Thank you guys very much.